Now, although they only won potentially because Kadarius Toney was 2 to 3 inches off sides, and he yesterday had a little bit of a juggling act, that certainly made Patrick Mahomes and the boys pumped up, and it's December football, can't have that happen. But the Bills rallied around that moment. The hit piece by Tyler Dahn, and that hit piece, I just mean seemingly an attack at the culture of the Buffalo Bills, comes out. Then they get that win. We got your back. Then they roll. Then they have the Cowboys at home. Here we go. And from start to finish, they bullied the Dallas Cowboys. Here's in the first half, or first quarter actually, whenever James Cook, who let James Cook. It seems to be the statement. Look at this, 8, 9, 10 more yards. They're just bullying the Cowboys. Just move, basically, is what they're saying. Ludacris dropped down from the sky down there at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And the song that he was singing was, "Move, bitch, get out the way." That is what the Buffalo Bills did to the Dallas Cowboys in the first drive. That's the first drive they're setting the tone. Then let's go to third quarter here. There's a man named, second quarter. There's a man named Deion Dawkins. Okay, number 73 here, close. Move, bitch, is what the Buffalo Bills did to the Dallas Cowboys the entire game. Now, that James Cook guy, since Ken Dorsey has been fired and Joe Brady has become the guy, the Bills have utilized James Cook more than – I thought I had a Hembo stat. Hembo stat. I don't have one. Anyways, they have used James Cook over the last 4 weeks more so than ever. The amount of yards he has is insane. He's become his weapon. Here's Josh Allen immediately after the game. Hey, how'd you win? Why'd you win? What was it? And his first answer.
Let James cook. Let James cook.
That's after the game, whenever they're coming back into the locker room with a camera just set up for the social media. That is a pivotal part of it. They're bullying people. The Buffalo Bills are all the way back. We believe in Josh Allen and the Bills now as we get closer to AFC playoff football.
Oh, yeah. If that offensive line could keep playing like that, and that's very similar to how the Colts just punched the Steelers in the mouth. And that was crazy to see. You don't see that from a Steelers team, especially against the Colts over the last few years, but 17, 18 straight runs, just bomb, 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 bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. So to see that same thing with Dallas
crazy
in December, that's tough, man. I mean, James Cook, 20-something carries, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, not only on the ground, but he's become more of a weapon out of the backfield as well. So obviously we know that Josh Allen can be special with his legs, with his arms down the field, but if they can win like this and continue to play defense, get ahead with that pass rush that they have over there, they're wagging right now.
Just saw the stat. It is in the 4 games with Joe Brady as offense coordinator, James Cook has 4 touchdowns and 21 touches per game.
There you go.
Whenever the first 10 games had 2 touchdowns, average 14.4 touch. This guy has become the focal point of the offense.
Weapon.
Now, they still have Latavius Murray, who's a big body, and he did his thing last night. And obviously, they got other weapons, Gabe Davis and the boys, Stephon Diggs had a big night. I mean, they got all that. But James Cook just adds an extra little bit of, hey, you're going to have to respect this box a little bit. So then maybe it's easier for Josh Allen to make plays out of the pocket and then on the run. It's like... It offsets everything, and they've been playing playoff football here for the last few weeks. Feels like their sense of urgency was much higher than the Dallas Cowboys, too, who might have had things going a little bit too easy for them, almost. Now, Kyle Brandt this morning dropped a stat on Good Morning Football. He said in the last 10 years, no Super Bowl winner has lost by double digits. So that's 10 points in December, let alone 21-point loss in December. Do you think that the Cowboys got exposed? Do you think that it was a bad night? Because there's a chance you could just have a bad night, but allegedly Super Bowl champs haven't in the last 10 years in December as bad as they had.
I mean, if the road's not going to go, which we don't anticipate it's going to go through Dallas, they're going to have to go on the road and win one of these types of games. And they've been a completely different team at home than they've been on the road, so they're going to have to fix that. I think Dak spoke about that. And the team is kind of built how your old Colts teams were. You get ahead, and then you let the guys pin their ears back. Marcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons, and Cole play man coverage on the back end, get after the quarterback. But if you get behind and you got to stop that run, that's the only way you can really kind of slow down Michael Parsons and those guys up front is actually run the ball down their throat. Kind of some hybrid guys on the second level as far as linebackers, safeties, Curse and Bell. So they're not the biggest guys. Very similar to Buffalo. Actually, so that's how they're built to play.
That catch was insane.
So
downpour.
And they haven't been able to run the ball either on offense all year.
What a catch!
That's nasty in the rain, left. I'm sure that'll be probably on some PMS filth.
Oh, you're talking about little NFL, and the F
Yeah.
stands for filth. I'd assume it would have to make its way on there. I saw some filthy plays.
A lot of them.
It's hard to not say I was filthy, especially that particular play. But whenever Stephon Diggs is making plays and they're winning, feels like everybody's kumbaya there too. I think that Tyler Dunn piece about Sean McDermott as a head coach,
Sure.
I genuinely believe that that was a rally cry.
Yeah.
That got them into trenches mentality, us versus the world. The amount of like him obviously trying to inspire the boys, but then the boys in return being like, hey, also, yeah, we read, we saw.
Love you.
We got you. That's a huge thing for a team, especially with the amount of talent they have, which is why we've been so confused on why they haven't played like this all season. But who cares how it's been all season? Now they're in the hunt. And is that window back open? You know, that one that you've been saying has been closed for a while. Is the Bills' window back to wide-ass open right now?
I won't say wide-ass open, but it's open. I mean, it feels like now, after watching that game last night, the Bills shouldn't try to win the division. They shouldn't try to win the AFC. They should be doing this every single year. Maybe, test some things out early, lose a couple games so everyone doesn't talk about them, and all the conversation is Bills are dead, Bills are dead, Bills are dead. Because, like you just said, the bunker mentality. It feels like this year, more than any other year, it's Bills versus the world. And I think in the past, maybe because they have been, AFC East favorites and also favorites to win the AFC, that maybe it's all too much pressure, or not even pressure. Maybe it's all too much, the expectation of it might have got to them in the past. And now they're rolling. I don't think there's one team in the AFC that even the Ravens. I don't think any team is thinking, "Hey, yeah, I would love for the Bills to come into our place and play them in a December football or a January game with a run game like that. Like run game travels. Their defense is playing well. They won that game without Micah Hyde on the back end, and the Cowboys lead the NFL in explosive plays, and they still were able to limit them.
James Cook had 25 rushes for 179 yards. And then he had 2 receptions for 42 yards.
Jeez.
Josh Allen went 7 of 15 for 94 yards. That's Jimmy Garoppolo numbers from the Niners NFC Championship run, where everybody was just 24 rush yards Josh Allen had as well. So not a lot of yards coming out of Josh Allen, and that's good news.
Yes.
This is what everybody's been talking about with this Bills offense, is there's too much relying upon Josh Allen making everything work. And I think he said in the press conference afterward that he felt like the kid in the group that didn't do anything but still got an A on the group project, and he was happy about it. So it's like, yeah, you should take one of those every once in a while, Josh, because the success of that team used to be, can Josh do some magical shit to get this win, or are they going to lose again? Now everybody else is showing up for him.